Welcome everyone. Welcome to this yet another success story interview with MV Priyank. Today we have Debanjan Badhury from Mumbai. He is a finance professional and he's been developing his career as interest more and more compared to ever before. So after joining the system, he has got lot of changes. The person used to drink two tea for every 2 hours. He left tea. The person who used to have non-veg every alternate days, he got free from the non-veg habit, and his anger outburst reduced. His skin and back pain issues, which were of almost 2 to 5 years, they reduced. Also, there are many more music career projects being lined up. So, Devanjan, first of all, thank you very much for joining this interview. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you for calling me in for this.
Thank you.
Pleasure to be
So,
here.
Devanjan, just share a little bit about yourself. What profession are you into? What is the hobby profession you are following so that our viewers can know about you?
Sure, sure. Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you for so much, Priyank, for calling me here. So I am an engineer by education, and then I worked for 3 years in the engineering domain. First in electrical engineering L&T, last in October, and then I went to Infosys. Following that, I did my MBA in finance, and since then I've been working in the finance profession for the last 15 years. Since then, so I joined JP Morgan. I was with them for almost 10 plus years. And then I moved to this particular private equity fund. I'm a director with the fund. I look at private market investing. So
Right.
that's where my profession is. And in terms of my passion, so my profession also takes up, a part of my passion, but my primary passion lies in music. Since, my college days and engineering days, I was extremely passionate about music and, participating in a lot of competitions, participating in a lot of gigs and concerts. And that had taken a backseat when I was pursuing my MBA from IIM Kozhikode, as well as subsequently when I was working initial part of my career. But then there were certain events, and I came back to my my path, which I was so which was so close to my heart.
Hmm.
And since the past, I think I would say like 6 7 years, I have been devoting a fair share of my time to music. And in the past 3 years, I have been running this YouTube channel of mine called Sanket Banker. That's my artist name, which I have been running very successfully. And I have been also doing a lot of original songs apart from covers. So that's where a lot of my spare time that I have after my work, it goes a lot of time goes there, and I really find myself blessed that I'm able to pursue that in addition to whatever I'm doing on my job front.
Awesome. So let's come to one by one each aspect of your life. How was it before and how is it right now? Coming to your health aspect, tell us a little bit about your skin and backache issues. How was it before and how is it right now?
Sure. So I had certain skin issues. I think it's called, it's some lack of immunity. Atopic dermatitis is what the doctors call it. Although there was no medicine for it as such, because it was more like a autoimmune issue. So I think what I found is after following the system, there was a definite kind of an alleviation in the itchiness and the pain that I had. So that's definitely one area where I found quite a lot of help. And also in terms of my backache, I had lower backache. I used to work very long hours. I still work quite long hours on my computer. So I used to have these backache, but I found a lot of systems, including some of the exercises, including super brain yoga and few other yoga exercises, and some of the other things. I find a lot of pain reduced
So
as a
with the
result
healing
of
and energy healing techniques, you got relief.
Yes. So I also the energy healing techniques, the ones that we've learned in the 3 days program, I follow them a lot as well.
Right.
So all of that has helped me get over the pain.
Awesome. So 2 years back pain and 5 6 years skin issue getting healed last few months quickly. Great. And
Yes.
how is about your how was your energy levels and mindset before and how is it right now?
Yeah, that's the one area which I want to really highlight, because to me, I think that's what drives me. If energy levels are low, I can't, I have to have enough energy, bank with me to help me run through the entire gamut of things that I'm involved in. So that is a huge shift that I found. Partly your course, partly few other things that I've been
Right.
doing. There have been a huge amount of energy shift that has happened, which is a big boon. So earlier I
Right.
used to sleep for 8 hours, 8.5 hours, and still be sleepy and not full of lacking energy and all that.
Mhm.
But But then since I've been starting doing all these energy healing techniques and all the yoga and all the associated activity, there's a huge amount of energy that's there from within. I sleep for barely 5 hours, 5.5 hours at the max, and
Hmm.
still I am like full of energy all day long, able to do whatever I want to do, uh, full of focus and attention in whatever I'm doing. So that's a huge plus. I think
Awesome.
that's the biggest takeaway which I have from these all the practices that I've been doing.
Great. So one surprising thing is I just wanted to know what made you to say goodbye to tea, coffee, and non-veg.
Yeah, so I have been following quite a few practices, and I've been following quite a few mentors, and I realized that I kind of heard what they said, but I tried it on my own. I left tea for a week. I was almost like a chronic tea drinker. Every 3 years I used to have tea on my table. So from there, and I used to get headache if I wouldn't have tea.
Okay.
From that, I started kind of not having it for a week, and I saw
Okay.
that the energy levels and everything, even non-veg, I was like a serial non-veg eater. I'm a Bengali, but I have more affinity for chicken than fish. But I used to have chicken almost every alternate day. It is like a staple for me. Even that I gave up. And what I saw is there was a huge energy burst that I find. And how I can get that is that even certain other foods which are not in terms of, they are called like tamasic food, or not high energy, they're not sattvic food, they are tamasic food like onion, garlic. Even if I have more of those, I feel that I can see a very dramatic shift in the energy levels.
Okay.
I am like more centered on my stomach and my my physical body, rather than thinking about what I can do, like rather than being active in my mind or my other other faculties, my intellect and all. I am more focused on my body. So that's where I found that was huge shift. Gave up tea, sustained with it, never had headache. I thought that I would get headache, I would have this issue, that issue, not feel enough energy. On the
Good.
contrary, it was just like a huge energy shift for me by giving up those. So yeah, that was a big revelation for me, I would say.
Nice. It's so inspiring for hearing this. So how was your relationship in terms of your expression? You used to get anger before and now reduce. What's the situation?
Yeah, so I would say that my relationships was always okay, because I am very much a docile guy. I and everywhere I'm a docile guy. I'm in office, I'm a docile guy, can never negotiate. I'm a docile guy everywhere. But the point is, even if I'm holding back, earlier it would be more like a resentment, something building up.
Right.
Even if I'm not bursting out, something which is building up and it is affecting me, it's going
Mm.
on in my mind. Now that I'm able to quickly go internal and understand that it is only harming me, or it is
Right.
not something, it could be something in me that I have to learn from that situation.
Yes.
What is it
Yes.
that I can do differently to
Correct.
bring out a different reaction. That shift has happened, which
Beautiful.
almost like 90% of the times, whenever there is an event which is not conducive to what I want, not desirable, I am able to now be centered and understand, okay, so what can I do differently? Is there something for me to learn from this?
Wow.
Could I have done differently to have a different outcome there? So that
Good.
is how it's shifted, and that is how I have lot less emotions playing with me these days.
Beautiful. So awareness is the key, and you expanded your awareness and you are taking control and charge of your life. That's so inspiring. About your
Thank you.
career, you said you got many new opportunities, though with these practices and another other practices combined. What kind of opportunities, what flow of opportunities, and what special you did the last few months?
Sure. So I was anyway in a job and I was doing fairly well.
Hmm.
So that's going on autopilot. But as I said, my passion lies in music, and
Yes.
I often, like, I tell it everyone, even my boss knows it, that I work to sing. I earn to sing. I work to sing.
Good.
That's where my heart lies. So I got quite a few opportunities, and on my job front, it was going, on autopilot, doing well. That I've been doing that for the past 15 years on the trot. So that is like kind of goes on autopilot, doesn't hamper in any way. I'm fairly efficient there. But where I really wanted, break to happen was on my music front. I was trying to do something for quite a few years. I've been working on this like almost 6-7 years now, and last 3 years been very active, been running this YouTube channel concept called Sanket Banker. And in this year specifically, after doing your program and few other programs, where I kind of made a shift as to how I approach my music. Earlier
Okay.
my music was more driven from external influences. Okay, this
Yes.
particular song has come in the movie. Let me make a cover. It'll be a hit. Now it's not like that. What I want to do is what is connecting with me. Okay, what is the message I want in the world? Everything that I do needs to have an intention.
Beautiful.
So I
Beautiful.
did music which was for COVID warriors. I released a song in April for COVID warriors, a tribute song. Then I did one for soldiers. That was I think in August. So I'm always doing something which I think that if okay, it was for soldiers, for their how they kind of make sacrifices on their personal front to protect us. It was more
Yes.
on that emotional part of theirs rather than all the jingoistic thing. So I
Yes.
always wanted to do things. I'm doing things now from an intention perspective. How
Mm.
can I make a difference?
Beautiful.
How
Beautiful.
is it that my music can be a message and can be a positive message in this world? And I feel that music has taken a big backseat in today's paradigm, and I really want to have that that small voice that still sticks and thinks that okay, this is the message that needs to go out, and let me put that. And that's the shift that has happened.
Beautiful.
Rather than following the trend, doing what others are doing, to taking a step back and deciding what is it that I connect with, what is the message I want to send to the world, and working from there.
Awesome. And you also got this IIM anthem opportunity, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
were IIM
So
student, IIM. Okay.
yes. So I am yeah, Indian Institute of Management Code. I am a student. I passed out in 2007. But yeah,
Okay.
I was fairly active as an alum, but obviously that kind of fades as you become more and more senior, in the system. But
Mm.
yeah, got this opportunity sometime last year, end of last year. I got this opportunity where they asked us to come up with an anthem song.
Okay.
So we came up with this anthem idea, and I sang it. And there was another friend of mine, another alum, who wrote it. It was such a big hit, and in these COVID times when everyone's doing, studying from home, that nostalgia, because we are very, very connected to the campus. It's so scenic. It's in Kerala. It's so scenic. It's on the
Mm-hmm.
top of a hill and all. So scenic, and we really miss that. And we really, we kind of ignited that, nostalgia even in students who haven't seen the campus through that
Beautiful.
song. So it connected so well. Probably the most, successful song of this year of mine has been that anthem. Nothing that
Awesome.
I thought out. It's again something that landed on
Landed
my
up.
lap, and we thought that, oh, that's a great opportunity. That something of this sort has come, and we worked on that and we put it out.
After you saying this, even I am wanting to watch. I'll watch this after this.
Sure, I'll send you the link.
Yeah, please. Thank you. So, Debanjan, you've been to many different courses, many spiritual teachers, many other practices you keep practicing. So, you explored various different fields already. Now, compared to our system and other systems, what you explored already, what difference do you see in our system and the systems you already explored?
It's a slightly complicated. There's no apples to apples. So I think that each system works slightly differently.
Yes.
The focus, there are four bodies, and each of the systems. So the first system that I did was like 5 years ago. It was largely to take out from a current lifetimes whatever the blocks are there. That
Yes.
was very simple. So it's a program called Landmark Forum. So that's where I
Yeah,
started.
it's a good
So
program. I would highly recommend everyone to do also. Yes.
yes, that was the start. My boss said that just don't ask any questions, go. And I didn't get my promotion that year. And my boy started cribbing in front of my boss. What is it all this? I work so hard and don't get a promotion. So he said that go and sign up for this particular thing. Don't ask any questions, just sign. And I signed up and I went there. It
Yeah.
was such a huge revelation because it was the first time where I figured out that a lot of things that I'm doing are just a pattern. Just yeah,
Mhm.
it was from my subconscious or just from a pattern from my childhood, certain events which are driving my whole life,
Yes.
which I need to have that range. So that is where it started, which was largely about my current lifetime. But then as I did like various programs, and another mentor of mine whom I'm very, very, personally obliged for all her coaching is Sidra Jaffrey. I
Yeah.
did her soul spa last year, and again this year. It was such a big revelation to understand the various facets, so all the blocks which I have learned from her, and subsequently from the abundance block clearing system of yours. It's very systematic way to clear the blocks which can lie in the three lifetimes, as I understand now, which is the current lifetime, the ancestral lifetime, and the eternal lifetime. So it
Yes.
was such a huge shift. uh, what I find it differently is that I think that the hand holding, and the kind of intense, follow-ups and the intense practices, and not giving up on anyone. I think that you really kind of come up trumps on that, because I think others are, a lot of the programs are, I wouldn't say any specific programs, but a lot of the other programs that you find online these days, a lot of those are like self-help, or
Yes.
you need to be yourself motivated enough to follow through those
Correct.
practices. Although there is a little bit of self motivation is required everywhere, but I think the level of engagement and the level of new things that you come up with every week, okay, this is a new thing, you should try it out, and definitely it's a new thing that's for everyone, and there's something to learn from there. It always keeps that curiosity on, the engagement on, the excitement on. That's important, because this
Right.
is not easy work, energy work. It's very easy to get in the rat race, in the din and bustle of everyday life, struggles, this, that, joy, pain, and just forget about our own self and what we can do with ourselves. So huge shift, I think, where your program really, and you particularly specifically, is that you are very people centric and very committed to growth of each and individual member personally, which
Thank you.
is great. And your systems are very methodical. So whatever gets done probably in like few sessions, few days, you will kind of do it like very methodically, so that it's ingrained, and it's like a nail which is being hit again and again and again till it's like secured in its place. So that's
Right.
that's great. That's something which I really find very impactful.
Thank you, Devanjan. So, coming to the end, anything specific you would like to mention to the viewers about the system? Any recommendation would you like to give? What's your final thoughts?
I think it's a great system. I have found a lot of value from it myself, and it's something that you need to be initially motivated to pursue, because unless there is action, the results will not come.
Right.
Uh, I think often that happens is we also get into a lot of processes and a lot of things, and we get very much in our head that there's just too much to handle and too much to carry through. But I think what is very important is just kind of taking few things and doing that to perfection and continuing with that, taking it to culmination, and probably then picking up something else and then also following through. I think following through is
Yes.
very important. All of these have a lot of, I've myself seen a lot of huge shifts in terms
Great.
of energy. What I used to really strive for, really have put hard work and all, it really comes to me from nowhere. Connections get kind of developed, things come on your lap without you asking for it.
Beautiful.
A lot of those things come up when these blocks and all these energy mechanisms are opened, and we should all leverage from this. And we should, even if there are certain slippages or there are times where we can't follow through for various reasons, some kind of urgencies or emergencies come up in our life, or certain kind of phases which are not very kind of conducive. I think there's always a time that we can get back onto it. I think that's important. We
Yes.
need to spring back as soon as we can. We should spring back and kind of get back on our self development track. That's important. Follow through is
Yes.
important, and even if we slack somewhere, I think it's important to get back there,
Absolutely, Devanjan.
start doing the practices. Yes.
Thank you, Devanjan, for sharing your thoughts and sharing your experience. It's a great honor and privilege to have you here.
Thank you so much,
So,
Priyank. It
those
was really
watching
great.
Debanjan, those watching this interview, I'll put Debanjan's channel below the description. Do visit his channel and check out his I Am Anthem, especially. I'm also excited to watch it. And other
Yeah.
few beautiful,
Thank you.
his videos are so pro, you will also get excited. So, do watch. I get you have thousands of subscribers, right? How many you have?
Yeah, I almost am. I'm nearing 1 lakh now. I'm just
Wow.
99 plus now,
Good.
99,000 plus.
May you
We'll be
hit that
crossing
soon.
1 lakh
Maybe this
hopefully
month
soon.
itself. So be it. Good, thank you.
Thank you
And
so
those
much.
who are
It's an honor
watching,
and
yeah,
privilege to be
thank you.
here. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
calling me
Devanjan.
here.
So those who are watching this video and if you would like to learn more about sound healing and energy healing work, please join my upcoming masterclass where I'll be taking you through the journey. What is energy, how you can feel it and make you yourself experience the vibrations. Then you can take the journey ahead. So links are in the description below and see you in one of our upcoming live masterclass. So thank you for watching. Thank you, Devanjan, for joining this
Thank you so
session.
much, Priyank. Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you.